Ist das alles? Bei deinen Eltern, oder? Ja, เอายมมาด้วยเหรอใคร
น้องเป็นน้องชายของโยมที่สมัคร
ผมได้อาทิตย์ก่อนได้ยินมันมี 2-3 คนมาเดี๋ยวนี้เป็น1-2
เพื่อนสวดมนต์ที่วัดป่าโพแตกเจอกันชวน
แล้วจะพักอยู่กี่วัน
2 คืนค่ะ
2 คืนนี่ต้องรู้จักวิธีการอยู่ที่วัดนี่นะเนี่ยไม่ใช่วัดกินอาหารนะฟังด้วย นมซอยก็ไม่อนุญาตให้กินหลังเที่ยงนะและไม่มีอาหารการกินในที่กุฏินะทั้งหมดมีแต่น้ำเปล่าอยากกินอะไรก็ไปที่น้ำร้อนนะหลังพัดกวาดเสร็จแล้วมีผ้ามัดที่โน้นนะที่กุฏิไม่มีนะนอกจากน้ำเปล่านะบางที่ก็กาแฟก็ได้หรือน้ำชาก็ได้เป็นวัดภาวนาไม่ใช่วัดกิน แล้วเมื่ออยู่ได้ 2-3 วันนะกินก่อนเที่ยงก็ได้นะอนุญาตอนุโลมนะแล้วปกติเมื่ออยู่นานก็มันไม่ได้มือเดียวนะฉันมือเดียวเข้าใจแล้วอะไร
กินเวลาเดียววันนี้
กินเวลาเดียวโอเคก็ดีทำได้ก็พระก็ทำได้22 ปีนะทำไมยอมทำไม บางครั้ง2 ปีแรกนะที่หลวงพ่อปวดนะกินอาทิตย์ละ1 หนอาทิตย์ อาทิตย์ละครั้งเดียว ที่วัดป่าบรรทัดก็อาจารย์เก่งนะพระอาจารย์เก่ง You understand Thai?
ผมได้มาไทยน้อยผมไปเรียนมาทุกๆวัน
Oh, where are you from?
America.
Yeah.
But ผมเป็นครูCSK.
What?
CSK.
Sisakate. Sisakate. And what is your name? Jess. And you came here to practice, huh?
I have vacation for 1 month.
What is your work?
What?
What kind of work you doing?
Oh, English teaching.
English teaching.
But in America, I'm an educational social worker.
Educational social worker. So when did you come to Thailand?
4 months ago.
4 months ago. And when did you go back?
ผมไม่รู้
ไม่รู้ เงินหมด วีซ่าก็หมด ก็ต้องกลับ And how long you want to stay here?
As long as I can.
Well, first, the rule is 3 weeks. Yeah?
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah, here. The rule is always 3 weeks, yeah. And then if you fit in with the schedule and within the work of practice, then you can stay longer. If not, you probably have to leave earlier than that. If Ifat understands. Yeah. It's for everyone, especially women. Where's Mechideng? Mechideng ไม่มาแล้ว ไม่เห็นหรอ มันก็ไม่เป็นไรนะก็ตอนเช้าก็พูดภาษาไทยนะตอนเย็นก็พูดภาษาอังกฤษไม่ใช่สองกันให้ภาวนานะไม่ใช่ภาวะคุยนะภาวะพุทโธพุทโธพุทโธก็ลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกนะทำให้ใจนิ่งนะอยากได้สวดมนต์ก็สวดมนต์เองนะเดี๋ยวนี้ก็อยู่แถวนี้หมดนะสวดมนต์ที่นี่ก็ได้รวมกันนะแล้วแต่ทำวัดที่นี่ก็ได้เดี๋ยวนี้ไม่มีใครที่ศาลาอยากทำที่ศาลาก็ทำได้นะมีพระพุทธรูปที่นี่ So do you have any questions? How is the practice? Yeah?
It was peaceful today.
It was peaceful today, so tomorrow it will be problematic. Sacha, how is is it going better now? Good.
The beginning I was doing Buddha, reaching out to beginning Buddha, so and I was trying to do Buddha, and from beginning it was hard, but now I found it when I have too much thinking, the repeating of Buddha make me more calm.
Yeah?
And then when I come, I go back to Buddha to breathing.
That's okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I can combine it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That is okay as long as you stick to the Buddha, yeah?
Sometimes Buddha with the breath.
Yeah, that's okay. And you will see, if the mind is calm, I'm in the breath, or the Buddha falls away, and then there's only breath or only Buddha. Yeah? Then it really becomes calm. เข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษบ้างไหม โอ้ยเนี่ยคนนี้ก็จำหน้าได้แต่จำชื่อไม่เคยได้ แม่นางใช่ไหมแล้วนะคุณเปีย เมนม
เป็นครูเกษียณแล้ว
อ๋อ
เกษียณ
เกษียณแล้ว
เกษียณเดือนนี้แล้ว
เดือนนี้เหรอ
อันนี้วิ น้องชายคน
อ๋อ เมื่อเกษียณแล้วจะทำอะไร ภาวนาดี
เรียนฝึกสมาธิด้วยกัน
ฮะ
เรียนฝึกสมาธิของหลวงพ่อวิทยาค่ะ
ผมผู้เรียนไม่รู้จักเป็นอะไรเป็นอานาปานสติสอนอะไรอานาปานสติฮะก็หลวงปู่มันก็สอนสองอย่างพุทโธก็อานาปานสตินะ
วัดท่านอยู่ทำมงคลกรุงเทพสุขุมวิท101ปกติท่าน
ที่กรุงเทพ
ปกติท่านก็อยู่ต่างประเทศ
อ๋อ
แคนาดาเป็นลูกศิษย์ของหลวงปู่มั่นแต่ท่านแยกสาขาทำไปจังหวัดในประเทศให้คนเข้ามาสื่อสารสมาธิด้วยค่ะท่านกลัวมันหายให้มาภาวนาเรียนสมาธิพุทโธพุทโธเราทำเรื่อยๆ
กลัวจะหาย
มันเป็นสถาบันพระรังปิตานุภาพชื่อสถาบัน
เข้าใจอยู่ สอนคนอื่น สอนแต่คนอื่น
ทำเป็นรุ่นต่อรุ่นอย่างนี้ค่ะอย่างที่มาเรียนจบแล้วก็ไปสนใจก็คือไปอบรมสอนก็คือมาสอนให้น้องต่อไปอย่างนี้ค่ะดูแลรุ่นต่อรุ่น6 เดือนสู่หลักสูตร6 เดือน
และได้ใบอนุญาตสอนได้เหรอ เมื่อจบแล้ว ดิปโลม มันเหมือนโลกนะเนี่ยการสอนภาวนาไม่ใช่เรื่องโลกนะใครเป็นนะใครเป็นนั่งสมาธิมันก็สอนได้ใครไม่เป็นนะรู้แต่คำสอนก็มันไม่มีประโยชน์นะตอบปัญหาไม่เคยได้นะเมื่อมีปัญหาในสมาธิก็ตอบไม่ได้เดี๋ยวนี้มันอายุแก่แล้วนะมันสุดท้ายลูกศิษย์สุดท้ายของหลวงปู่มันแต่ไม่เป็นไรนะเมื่อได้อานาปานสติก็เมื่อได้จิตมันนิ่งนะไม่มีความคิดขึ้นมาไม่มีความจำขึ้นมามันสบายไปหมดเนี่ยต้องรู้จักในตัวเองนะมันมีประโยชน์อะไรเนี่ยมันสำคัญไม่มีความห่วงนะอนาคตก็ไม่มีอดีตก็ไม่มีความเศร้าใจก็ไม่มีความทุกข์ก็ไม่มีนะเมื่อความคิดไม่ขึ้นมาความจำไม่ขึ้นมาเนี่ยสำคัญของเรานะสำหรับโยมสำคัญมากนะ เหมือนของเราทุกคนก็นอนหลับทุกวันใช่ไหมเมื่อไม่ได้นอนหลับก็ทำงานไม่ได้นะเนี่ยฝึกสมาธิเป็นการนอนหลับในการฝึกพิจารณานะต้องหลับได้นะต้องพักผ่อนได้นะการสมาธิเป็นที่พักผ่อนไม่ใช่ที่ฝึกปัญญานะฝึกปัญญาก็เป็นพิจารณาดูทุกขเวทนาหรือดูร่างกายอสุภะอสุภังนะเนี่ยการเนี่ยก็สำคัญเพราะว่าของเราติดกับร่างกายและติดกับเวทนา แต่ก่อนทำไม่ได้นะมันก็ต้องฝึกสมาธิให้แน่นก่อนนะเข้าใจไหมแต่เวลาคุยกันนะมันไม่มีประโยชน์นะทำให้สมาธิเสียนะเมื่อเดียวนะเข้าใจนะ 2 วัน ปิดปาก เมื่อกลับบ้านก็พูดได้แล้ว แต่มันเห็นอยู่นะมันความคิดออกจากปากแล้ว What was your name? JD or what? Yeah?
Jazz.
Check.
Jazz.
Chess. Oh, like chess play. You smile, huh? Why?
Why do I smile?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just smile.
Are you making notes?
Yes.
No. No. I mean, make notes in your heart, yeah? I mean, if you listen with the heart, the heart never forgets anything, yeah? Making notes, I mean, distracts you half of the time from what I'm saying. So then Alex is asleep. I mean, samadhi is important, yeah. And when we use concentration, just to replay or to refresh your memory, the the practice of samadhi has two aspects, yeah. The first aspect is being able to concentrate on only one object, yeah? That being the Buddha or the breath going in through the nose or coming out through the nose, yeah? And stick our concentration to the tip or around the nose where we feel the breath. Yeah? That is one thing, concentration. Yeah? We train concentration. Yeah? Once we are able to stay at that point, yeah, at the Buddha or at Anapanasati, yeah, at the nose, yeah, then we develop sati. Sati is this awareness of how the breath is or how the Buddha is. Because that is important. Yeah? Of course, we need to have concentration to be able to stay at one place. Yeah? But then we need to develop this knowingness about the object that we observe. Yeah? And that is so difficult. Yeah? I mean, we like to stay, when we train samadhi, we like to stay with the Buddha, and not think about anything. Yeah? That is fine, but it's not the purpose of samadhi. Samadhi is going to train sati, yeah? And sati is this awareness. It's awareness of every moment of the breath or every moment of the Buddha. Is it the B? Is it the U? Is it the D? Or is it the H or the O? Yeah? Or is it the Buddha finished, and is the next Buddha coming? That is the awareness that we need to develop. Or with the breath, is it the in-breath? Is the in-breath just, slowly, ascending, or is it descending, or is it changing from in-breath into out-breath? We need to have every slice of that. Yeah? And that is developing this awareness or this knowingness, yeah, about the object that we observe. Yeah? We concentrate on an object, that is a concentration. And then we observe that object, how it changes over time. Yeah? And that gives us the interest to be able to stay at this object. Yeah? But yet it is difficult, yeah? Because we don't want to think, and there we do have to recollect. Yeah? I mean, is it now the in-breath, is it the out-breath? Yeah? In the beginning, in order to activate this knowingness, yeah, that we have lost to activate, for such a long time. Knowingness is the important thing, if we don't have that, yeah. I mean, whatever we look at, I mean, it's just nothing, yeah. We don't know anything about it. Yeah? And this awareness about the object that we observe is very important, and we have to train it, yeah. But we only most of us, only use samadhi, to take the mind off, the problems, yeah. But that is not the real samadhi. Yeah? Because then, once the mind gets a little bit calm, then there's a pleasant feeling coming up, and then instead of, staying with the object, yeah, then we stay with the pleasant feeling, and that disappears very soon, and then we get frustrated, and then we don't know what to do, then we go back, and then we get restless, we get bored, and so on, and so on, and so on. All these difficulties that come up. That's why it is so important, and that's why I always, say, or compare it with the simile of digging a hole. Yeah? If you have a shovel, and start digging at the same place, sooner or later you will have a hole. If you stop digging, the hole fills up. And that is with samadhi. If you stop, being interested in the point of observation, then the feeling that arises, or the hole that, comes through the digging, will disappear. And then we get sad, We should remember, I didn't do my work, That's all. And if the mind is unwilling, and that happens quite a few times, then we just, power a little bit in, Then we just, instead of putto, we say putto, 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 until the mind gets calm again, and then we can go with the flow, We have to overcome the difficulties, and the difficulties are tiredness, the difficulties are laziness, the difficulties are boredom, These things we have to overcome, in samadhi. And only then, when we are able to develop this sati, this knowingness, where we actually can stay, and know each slice of the breath, Is it now at the beginning of the ascending? Is it now at the end? Is it slowly going, to the middle point where it starts to descend, and so on? That is the important thing, to know these things. Because then we can use this knowingness and concentration to go to any object that we want to investigate. Without this knowingness, we can concentrate on any object, but nothing will come up. Wisdom does not arise. Wisdom does not arise in samadhi. The only wisdom that arises in samadhi, there is a state where we feel happy, or where we feel satisfied. That's the only wisdom, that arises, or that we found a safe house. And all what we have to do to get into the safe house is repeating our Buddha or staying with the breath, until the mind stops thinking and stops memorizing. Because all our troubles, or all our future or past, comes through memories and thoughts. There's nothing else, that produces it. Once we are in this samadhi, or what is called upachara samadhi, there's nobody there. There's just experience. And that is, that is a small wonder in itself, There's nobody who comments what is happening, because the commentator has gone, these thoughts have gone, this commentator who is always in your ears and say, this is not good, that is not good, this should be better, that should be better, This I like, this I don't like, this I need to have, that I don't need to have. When this commentator stops, we are suddenly at peace. And you won't forget that experience. But then we can still even go deeper, and see, go to the roots, of where everything arises, We want to get to the roots of this knowingness, So we stick our attention to the Buddha, or we stick our attention to the breath, When we stick our attention to the breath, when there are no more thoughts, it is much easier. In the breath, we don't feel the breath anymore, but we know the breath. And the knowing of the breath is much clearer than the feeling of the breath. We know it. And then one time, sooner or later, we feel, our concentration becomes really centered, really towards one point, where we can't even feel our body anymore. We just feel, the heart, or the chitta, this around here, the area, and then suddenly the breath stops. And then we shouldn't get worried about it, we just jump to the knowingness that the breath stopped. And then we become one with this knowingness. And then, once we become one with this knowingness, this whole universe disappears. It is as if this universe is an illusion. It has never happened. Everything disappears. The knowingness becomes knowingness in itself. Before, we used the knowingness to know about an object. But if object, if subject and object merges into one thing, what can we say? Nothing. There's knowingness. That's all. So we don't know anything, but there is knowingness, about... There's no description because, in our language, it's just the pure, clear knowingness. All what we know is, one moment we dive in, the next moment we dive out. That's all what we know. But the time can be from 1 hour to 10 hours or 2 or 3 days. Yeah? And for us, it's just one moment. Yeah? We go in and we go out. But when we have a look at the watch, it tells us, it has been an hour, or it has been 10 hours, or it has been a day or 2 days or 3 days. Yeah? And there we see, the reality doesn't exist in this space. Yeah? We have been in a supernatural place. Yeah? And that is the first wonder of meditation. Yeah? That is really a wonder. And when you come out, first of all, the longer you've been in there, when you come out, you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are, you don't know what is going on. And then you will see how this ego establishes itself. Yeah? Slowly, these memories are coming back and bringing your personality back together. Yeah? So maybe after 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, suddenly, okay. Memories are coming back. I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm in this role, in this place or that place. But it takes some time. So you see, all your personality, in this respect is an illusion. Yeah? It is built up from memories. Yeah? So most of the people cannot access this deep samadhi. It's called deep samadhi. Yeah? Or it is a preview of Nibbana, actually. Yeah? Because all the arahants go into this state. Yeah? They disappear as a personality, but they don't disappear. Yeah? Because they are in there. Yeah? And that's how Luang Pu Man, for instance, could talk to the Buddha. Yeah? In this space. Yeah? Because he is still there. All the Buddhas have been there, and still will be there. Nothing gets lost, yeah? Because that is the essence of all beings, yeah? Of all beings, yeah? And this essence is always the same. It's this deep knowingness, yeah? So that is about samadhi, yeah? But the important thing when we come out, and once we gather ourselves, when our memory comes up, also our desires comes up, yeah? And our anger comes up, yeah? So, we haven't really achieved anything in wisdom. We only know, that this reality is not real, yeah? It's just made up. It's just like an illusion, a big, grand illusion, big illusion, yeah? Just like, the illusion we see on a computer, yeah. A computer, when you really take it down, yeah, disassemble it, all what is there are two values, and that is 0 and 1, that creates this illusion. You see movies, you listen to, yeah, you listen to music, you see videos, you write, you do some work, you create art. On a computer, that only knows two values, 0 and 1. Very complicated, yeah? And our universe, has 5 values, yeah? And these consist of 5 khandas, of the 5 groups. And this group is the group of the body, yeah? Biggest problem in our world, yeah? Because we live for the body and we die for the body. And then it's feeling, yeah? And then it's memory and association, yeah? To know that somebody is a chair or something is a chair or a door or things like that, that's memory. Yeah? And then thoughts, yeah? Our ideas, short form of thought, yeah? And then consciousness. These are 5 groups. This whole universe is made out of these 5 groups. Just like any game, on the computer is made out of 2 values. Isn't it amazing, what we created? We create our own world that we live in, pack it into a laptop or a computer, yeah? We try to emulate the things, we live in, and we don't realize that it's actually, that we are caught up in the same game, yeah, that we created, yeah? That's why I call this, the game of life, yeah? Video game life, once this life is over, you play the next life, yeah? Whatever you gained in this life, that will be your fortune in your next life or your misfortune. So it's important for us to understand that, and that is the only insight that we get when we go into these states of samadhi. Yeah? So it is of utmost important that we get at least in the state where thoughts and memories stop. Yeah. And the longer we can stay in there, the better it is. Yeah? Whenever we come out, lots of things can happen in this upachara samadhi or access samadhi. I mean, that depends on every personality. The experience is always different for every personality. Yeah? I mean, this person can have this experience, that person can have that experience. Yeah? But there's one thing in common. Yeah? When we come out, we feel rested and we feel really sharp, concentrated. That is always the same time for whatever happened within that time there. Yeah? If we only stay for a very short time, I mean, in the beginning we might stay for a minute or 2 minutes, we don't realize it. But if we stay longer, for half an hour or for an hour in this upachara samadhi, then we realize when we come out, we are really concentrated, yeah, and we are clear, we are very objective. And when one is objective, one can investigate things, that are very difficult to investigate when one is not objective, when one is has desires or aversion. Yeah? And that's where we investigate, and that's where we start to gain wisdom. Yeah? And wisdom is the only thing that can relieve us from all these desires that we have. Yeah? And can also relieve us from the anger that comes up within us. Yeah? And can relieve us from the illusion. So that is greed, hatred, and delusion. Yeah? These are the three main entities or three main fetters, that keep us, in this realm. Yeah? But the investigation starts with the first thing. Yeah? I mean, we start probably when we do samadhi, there's one investigation allowed. Yeah? I mean, when we sit for 1 or 2 or 3 hours, then pain will come up. Yeah? So we start sharpening our wisdom with pain. What is pain? We ask, the first thing is, we have to accept pain. And that is already the most difficult step. Yeah? Once we can accept pain as it is, and just breathing in, accepting it wholeheartedly, not trying to wish, it goes away. Yeah? The moment this wish, it goes away, I mean, we cannot investigate. Yeah? We are not objective enough, we cannot investigate. So we investigate then pain. First thing is we accept it, and that is the key for any kind of investigation of feelings. Yeah? And we learn that with something, that comes very easily, and it's very annoying, and it is called pain when we do meditation. Yeah? So what is pain? So we ask, in investigation, we have to ask questions. Yeah? What is pain? Yeah? And the important thing is we can't listen to the answers that come up. Yeah? Of course there's answer come up. I sit uncomfortable, that's why I'm in pain. Yeah? Well, you sit in front, of the TV, and watch for 2 hours and there's no pain. Huh? So, you have to, you have to counteract these, these fake news that comes from the kilesas, yeah? Constantly fake news, yeah? I mean, they say, oh yeah, I'll break, some people think, they break their leg or they ruin their body if they sit for an hour in meditation. And they believe it, and then they get up and there's no more pain. What kind of pain is that? The moment we stop our meditation, the pain is gone. What kind of pain is that? Must be a magic trick by the kilesas, yeah? And that's why we have to investigate what is pain. Yeah? So we trust it, it's real pain, yeah? So we investigate it. Okay, where is it? Where is it located? Is it, is it area-wise? Is it point-wise? Is it moving? Is it, is it changing? Yeah? And we can see this all, I mean, it's changing. Sometimes it's area-wise, sometimes it's point-wise, yeah? Now, where is it? Where is it exactly located? Yeah? Is it in the skin located? Is it in the bones? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the flesh? Yeah? Or is it in the muscles? Yeah? I mean, since we are born, we have all these things, we never felt pain, yeah? So, I mean, why is this pain suddenly coming there, And we can't locate it, yeah? And if we come really down to the point where we just get an inkling of what pain is, the pain moves from one spot to another. And that let me say something, I mean, the moment most people who are not experienced, with practice, the moment they start investigating the pain, concentrating on the pain, accepting the pain is gone. This pain, what I'm talking about, is happening after 2 or 3 hours, of sitting, constantly sitting, and it doesn't disappear. So, I mean, but, we just came, very close to the notion of what is pain, and then it moves to another spot. So we go to the next spot, and then you do the same kind of investigation, ask the same kind of question, and don't listen to the answers, and sometimes, counteract the answers with, I'm sitting, when I watch TV, I'm never in pain, Or when I'm in an airplane stuck, for 24 hours, like when he goes back to the States, I mean, there's no pain, But when he sits here for an hour, I can't stand it anymore, A strange pain, But when we can follow, when we follow it, and then we're just, very close to the truth, and then it moves to another point. When it goes into the back, or it goes into the shoulders, or it goes into the head. So we follow it, until it shows us where it really comes from. And then we have understood pain. When it really shows us, not when we know it, we know it all, Of course we know where it's coming from, But that doesn't help us, We know that we have anger, but that doesn't help us relieve the anger, We know that we have pain, we know that we are sad, but that doesn't relieve the sadness, So we have to see it. We really have to experience it, Just like with the example, I mean, if somebody puts his hand into the fire, and he looks, I mean, there is no way that he keeps his hand there. He automatically withdraws the hand. But if he looks another place, he doesn't know. And then he sees a person coming by and says, he's the cause of my pain. And that's what we're constantly doing. We're looking constantly outside, we never look inside. So the moment the heart sees, that it has been fooled so often, it lets go. It understands what pain is. But this understanding doesn't come from thinking about what pain is. Doesn't come from these slight insights that we get by investigating pain. It only comes through a full understanding once it really sees how pain is created. This kind of pain. I mean, physical pain doesn't go away. No matter if you lie down or if you stay or if you stand up or if you walk or if you sit. If it is really physical pain, if somebody stabs you in your stomach area, no matter, you can't escape that pain. That's something different. But it's also, it's also an interesting fact, because the body doesn't feel pain. And our dislike of pain, our dislike of all these other things, other feelings that we don't like, that's why we sharp our knife, of investigation. Pain is the first sharpening stone, of our investigation, to gain wisdom. And then we can use it on all sorts of different problems. Once we have the ability to concentrate on an object, we can go anywhere inside the body, and look at this place, and observe it, and understand what is going on there. And if we are able, we can release that pain or we can release that tension. But normally, if there are some tensions in the body and we start to release them, everything that is associated with this pain, from memories and things like that, on feelings, will come up. So we have to deal with it. Just be aware of that. If you release some tensions, that are in the body, there is a story behind it, and this story, the moment you release it, comes up, and we have to be ready to deal with it. Yeah. They found out in the Western medicine. Found out. I think it was 1990. Psychosomatic they called it. Yeah. The psyche is creating problems within the body. Once the psyche is healed, the problems that are created in the body go. Yeah? But of course, we have to deal with the psyche, or we have to deal with the problems in the chitta. So that is the first. This is the first investigation we do. Yeah, and we are only allowed to do it when we do samadhi, if the pain gets so strong that we cannot concentrate on the Buddha or on the breath anymore. Yeah? Then we can go and start investigating. Yeah? If you see it instantly disappears, it wasn't really strong enough. Yeah? Well, then just go back to the breath. Don't think about it. Investigation is not to think about it. Yeah? Investigation is seeing inside the nature. Yeah? So inside. Yeah? An insight arises when the heart understands. Yeah? But the heart, or our chitta, is completely occupied by a strange force or by an army, that takes hold of the chitta and doesn't let anything go through. So we have to find the way to our chitta, until it lets us know. Yeah? Normally, what we know about the world is, whatever our thoughts about the world are. Yeah? That's what we think we know. Yeah? And all the knowledge that we have gathered. Yeah? Think about it. How long have you been in school? How long have you been learning this or learning that? Yeah? As a kid, you were much, much less, prone to error because you were much more observing. And the more we know, the less we observe. Yeah? And now we have to go back to observing, just observing, just observing, just observing, just observing. Yeah? How did people find out about all these sciences? Through observance. Huh? The real genius, they observed an animal, They observed it for days, weeks, months, and then they understood the nature of the animal, And now we read it in the books and we think we know it, And that's the same thing about our body, that's the same thing about our psyche, It's the same thing, we think we understand it, and that's why we don't do it anymore. No, insight comes from seeing inside oneself, And the meditation, the practice is really, seeing inside, And once we understand it, once we see that we put our hand in the fire, the hand automatically goes off. Yeah? The heart, the moment it sees it does harm to itself, it doesn't do it anymore. It automatically retracts. That is the automatic function of the heart, of letting go. We cannot let go. You tried it so often to let go of some things, but you can't. But the heart, the moment it understands, that you do harm to yourself, the moment it sees that your hand is on fire, it automatically retracts, And the subject is gone. There's no more problem with it, Once the heart understands it, Once we understand it, we need to control it, not to do it again. But each time we need to control it, So we cannot let go, Through our thoughts, through our action, we can reduce the impact, But the heart is the only instance, and we cannot control the heart. We can only show the heart what it does. And that is creating wisdom. Heart, did you see what you're doing? And the heart instantly answers no. Okay, observe it again. And observe it again. And you do it 100 times, you do it 1,000 times, maybe you do it 1,000,000 times until the heart says yes. And then it's over. This problem has been solved forever. There's no more difficulty in that. But we have to show the heart what it does. Who in this world, is still reflecting about what he is doing? What makes a human being? Being able to reflect about one's own action. Huh? When do we reflect about our own action? When we run into problems. Then we sometimes reflect, but most of the time, we look for somebody, a scapegoat, yeah, who is responsible for our misery that we are in, yeah. I mean, what is the definition? We think we are the top of the cream, yeah. I mean, the cream of the cream, we are Homo sapiens. Sapiens means, wisdom, wise people, or wise animals, I don't know. But actually we are not anymore. Because what makes a human being, yeah? It is the ability to reflect about its own doing. Yeah? If you stop doing that, we are just like animals running after our greed and after our anger. Just look at the dogs, in this village, yeah? I mean, if they see some food, they run for it. If they see another dog, they instantly. And human beings, look at this world, the same thing, yeah? If a friend of you, or if not a friend of you, or a relative takes the things that you think it's yours, you get angry, yeah? If you see something, you run after it, So, we are animals, yeah? We are not any more human beings, most of us, yeah? Because we don't reflect. When we really call ourselves human beings, we should be able, okay, now I want this to do. Yeah? The first is the reflection, what makes me do this? Yeah? And then we say, okay, it is within the 5 precepts, let's go ahead and do it, Let's watch a movie or drink a coffee or, eat an ice cream or whatever. And then we look again. After our action, what kind of results does this action bring? That would make us a human being. That would make us a Homo sapiens. Yeah? But nowadays, the world is filled, with animals, or zombies. Yeah? Huh? Not the zombies you see in the movies. They are very they are primitive. They are very advanced zombies. Yeah? We don't know that we actually, only running after the things that we like and running away from the things that we dislike, yeah? Without reflection. Yeah? And reflection is that what makes us really humans, yeah? Being able to notice what one is doing, why one is doing, and what kind of results it has. Yeah? That, with every action that you do, with every word that you utter, yeah? You should have that, yeah? But we are so used to puto. ฟังนายชัยมันก็อาจจะเข้าใจบ้าง And then when you look at the world, that's what you see, People constantly fighting over this, fighting over that, arguing about this, yeah? The world is becoming a mess. It's become really a mess, yeah. Lots of greed, it's greed-driven, yeah. We're just like, one of a dog, You have a dog, you bind a sausage in front of him, of his nose, yeah, and you bind some tin cans, on his tail, and he will run forever. He will run after the sausage, and away from the noise. This dog doesn't know that if it stops, it can reach the sausage, and the noise stops. And we do the same thing. We run after the greed, but we never be able to be satisfied, and we run away from all the unpleasant things, yeah? We never stop running, yeah? The moment we stop running, that's when things stop, That's where we can reach happiness. Yeah? And the first way to stop running is going into upachara samadhi. Yeah? That's where we stop running. Yeah? But when we come out, we start running again. Yeah? And that's why we have to use wisdom. What are we running after? And that's where we have to use reflection. Yeah? And that's why I address it oftenly. even here, in this environment, but especially as a layperson, we need to have this reflection in the evening, what happened today? What kind of thought, did I get up? And then we see over time, when we do that every day, we see how memory and thoughts are coloring our day. They determine, the way we react, And not only that, we see the whole process of how things evolve, during the day. What did I do then, when I got up? Okay, I took a shower. What did I think when I took the shower? What did I think when I brushed my teeth? All these things, We just need, in the evening, or in the late afternoon, we need to reflect about this, And then we see how things are working, how the clock ticks, How this things, leads to another, this leads to another, this leads to a reaction, When we see our boss or when we see somebody that we don't like, it seems instantly to come up, But then we see it, in slow motion, The important thing about the daily reflection is that we do not judge. We neither say this was good, nor do we say this was bad. We just observe the situation. Actually, we just show the heart, what it did. And that's an important thing. If you judge, then the reflection is useless. And you will see certain patterns of behavior. And then, of course, the first time you see a pattern of behavior and think that is really bad and you want to change, you can't change it. You have to let the heart find the answer how to change it. So you have to observe this pattern again and again and again until the heart understands what it is doing. It would be nice if we could tell our heart, let go of all these things. Then we don't need to sit and practice here. Of course, sometimes we love, to say, I'm not interested. But the next moment we get interested in this life again, and then again and again. And through investigation, we can cut that down. We let the heart observe, And I promise you, if you really do that, within a year or 2 years, most of your problems are gone that you face in daily life. Because you see it, in the heart, slowly let's go through observing and observing and observing and seeing how harmful it is to itself. The heart doesn't like, unpleasant feelings. And it even dislikes pleasant feelings. It likes to be calm. It likes to be peaceful. It likes to be not to be bothered. And that is actually a state of ultimate happiness. If it is not bothered by any of these occurrences, not bothered by rain, not bothered by people, not bothered by food, not bothered by money, not bothered by power, and so on. It's not bothered, it just looks at it and sees through it. But we can only get to the stage through investigation. Through investigation, and we start with the investigation, of dukkha vedana, or of the painful feelings. And then, once our samadhi is strong enough, we go into the investigation of this body. What is this body? It's a biological robot, nothing else. No? Somebody moves this body. No? So somebody when you see a car driving by, somebody drives this car. There's a driver, who goes right or left, and if he's agitated, he goes, really jerky, and so on. And it's the same with the body. The moment you sit in samadhi, you will notice the body doesn't move at all. It's completely still. And when you're even when you're in upachara samadhi, the body, you sit, after 1 hour you might sit like this, but when you get into upachara samadhi, the body sits completely relaxed. There's all the tensions are gone for that moment, Because there's no other power, yeah, that pulls the body constantly down. Oh, it's so difficult. Yeah, all these comments, yeah, all these thoughts. Yeah? No, it sits completely erect, yeah. And then only when you get out of samadhi, again, yeah. It's the kilesas, who have us under their control. It's that foreign power, yeah, that has us under our control. And we have to get rid of that. And this foreign power is called, avijja. Yeah? And avijja is the mastermind behind it. And it has three armies. The armies of greed, the army of hate, and behind that army of greed and hate is the army of delusion. And delusion, pushes greed and hate forward, so we can't see the army that is stand behind. Yeah? So we have first to deal with greed and hate. Yeah? And greed and hate have their foundation in this body. Yeah? That's why we start to investigate this body. Yeah? Or this biological robot. The first thing is we have to realize we are not this body. Yeah? We use this body as a tool, just like we use the car, as a tool to go from here or there. Yeah? It's very complicated. It's a fascinating tool. We haven't, except for the robots that we created, but they are really primitive. Yeah. But think about, how long it takes, to program an industrial robot, for a specific task that is rather complicated. Half a year. How long did we program this body? 15 years, 16 years? We learned it to walk, we learned it to talk, we learned it to write, yeah? We learned it to read, and we learned it to think. And after 15 years, we were completed with our task of programming this biological robot. No? Just try to remember the first 15 years of your life, yeah? Of course you wanted to walk, but, in the beginning you just fell over, and then you had to, get up again, and then make one step, and you fell over again, yeah? It's complicated, it is as complicated or even more complicated than programming an industrial robot, yeah? But we had nothing else to do, that's why we did it, yeah? And we wanted to use this tool, yeah? It's so fantastic, what can we do with this tool, yeah? But we have to realize in this investigation of the body that we are not this tool. It's just a tool. And this tool is born, and this tool dies, but it has nothing to do with the person or with the chitta who uses this tool, yeah? But with the tool we can do good, or we can do bad. Just like with a knife, you can heal a person or you can kill a person. Yeah? This tool is just a tool. It's not bad in itself, nor is it good in itself. It's just how the chitta uses this tool. Yeah? Okay, it's enough for today. Huh? So develop your sati, and do your daily reflection. It starts to help, yeah? You start doing it? In the beginning it is difficult, yeah, because constantly these thoughts are coming in, Don't pay any attention to these thoughts. Just think about, what was the next thing, yeah? If you can't remember, just, don't think too much about it. Just skip to the next thing, yeah? And over time you will remember. It also fertilizes our memory. Our memory gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah? And in the end, in the beginning, you might be sitting there for an hour just to reflect what happened, in this morning, until now. Yeah? Especially if you're in lay life and not in the monastery, it's just easier. Yeah? But then, at the end, after 1 or 2 years, if you train it every day, 5 minutes, you see like a film rushing by. It's very interesting. Yeah? And then you see every aspect of it. Yeah? And you see how things form, yeah. Just like you watch a soap bubble, in slow motion, When you blow it, you see it, how it blows up, And then you see it, you touch it, and then it bursts, yeah. So you see everything. Yeah? And this seeing, without any thoughts, creates some insight. But the asking of the question is the most important thing, when we investigate for the body. What is the body? Yeah? What do we call the body? Is it the brain the body? Is the nose the body? Is the ears the body? Is the eyes the body? Yeah? Is the arms the body? What part of the body is the body? Huh. Interesting. What is necessary, to be the concept of a body? Huh? Maybe arms are not really that necessary. Maybe legs not really that necessary. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. A body is a construct. Yeah. Just like a car is a construct. When you put the car into its bits and pieces, then you have a wheel, then you have, some metal, you have some plastic, you have nuts and bolts, yeah? But there's no car, wherever you look, there's no car. Huh? And so is it with the body. So what is the body? Yeah? And then also reflecting about, birth, and death, and old age, yeah? 15 years we train this body, yeah? 30 years we can use it, and then 40 years we wait to die. It decomposes slowly, yeah? With 45 it starts, to decline. The health starts to decline. Things, just like with an old car. This doesn't work anymore, that doesn't work anymore, that doesn't work, that needs to be repaired, that needs to be repaired, yeah? And some things we can repair, but in the end, it dies, yeah? So what's the big deal? We just get a new car if you have saved up money. If you didn't, well, we have to go to hell. Okay? Understood? Huh? Sati. Not always in thoughts, yeah? Always thinking about, yeah? No, looking at a situation. Yeah? That is the importance of training an upatak, somebody who takes care of his ajahn. Yeah? He has to look after his things. Yeah? And that is, they always think, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that, I have to do that. Yeah? And then always forget something or do something wrong. Instead of looking, observing, and then knowing what is wrong, or what needs to be done and what needs not to be done. We think. Upataking is a very important training, yeah? To see, to look, yeah? Not to think, I have to do this, And when I wash, when I clean the bathroom, I already think what I have to do next. And so I'm not with cleaning the bathroom anymore. I'm already with the next task or the task after that. Yeah? And then, of course, things get messed up. Huh? เข้าใจ Oh, okay. จบกัน แม่เตรียมจิตเข้าใจบ้างแล้วบ้างอยู่โอเคสวดมนต์และภาวนาอย่างน้อย 2-3 ชั่วโมงนะไม่ใช่ครึ่งชั่วโมงฮะใช้เวลาเป็นประโยชน์ได้ไม่มีปัญหาปกติพระก็อยู่ที่กุฏิ The monks know, the lay people go and chant in the sala here.